Okay. So, today I have Leo. He's one of our awesome camp dogs. He's a young adolescent doodle. He's very excited. And I am going to demo how to use a Snuffle Box. So we use Snuffle Boxes a lot here at Summit. Basically, it is just a box that is large enough that the dog can easily stick their head into it. And it will hold either a towel or a snuffle mat. So we want something to kind of set in the bottom and fill the bottom of this to add a little bit of texture. So what a Snuffle Box does is it kind of facilitates stationary sniffing, especially when we're in an environment like the classroom and there's not a lot for our dogs to naturally sniff like there is outside. So stationary sniffing is a great way for dogs to practice emotional regulation. It is one of the main tools that dogs have to regulate themselves down and calm down. So what we do is we teach them how to use the Snuffle Box to kind of help facilitate that sniffing to help our dogs learn how to calm down and relax in different environments, around different triggers. There's all kinds of different behaviors we can teach using this Snuffle Box. Looks like Leo's ready to go. So I'm going to start by putting a handful of, I'm just using his kibble. You want something valuable enough to keep the dog interested. But again, the idea here is we're doing calm work, so I want it to be not so high value that it's having the opposite effect, right? So I'm going to start with just putting a little handful of that in here. Some of it's sitting on top, and some of it is kind of deeper in the box. I'm going to call him over here to start, because he's got a lot of room to wander around. So Leo! And the first time I show him this, I want him to notice. So I'm going to start by setting the box down. Good boy. And as he's working on that, I'm going to just drop a treat in there to continue helping him stay committed to this. My goal is that Leo will stay sniffing in this box for at least 10 seconds without coming out. So I'm dropping a treat in there about every second for at least 10 seconds. And that's just to help him stay in there and stay busy. So something I will watch when we're working on the Snuffle Box is my dog's tail. A lot of times as the dog is calming down, you see the tail kind of go down into like a low position. Not tucked, but just kind of relaxed, like Leo's is there. And once the dog has had their head down in the Snuffle Box for about 10 seconds, I stop adding food and I let them finish whatever they've got going on in there. Good boy. You hear sounds over there? Good job, buddy. And he heard a sound, picked his head up, and went back to the Snuffle Box. That is something I love to see. I don't even know what the sound is. Great. Finished his Snuffle Box. He's going to walk away, and I'm going to pick it up. So the first few times I do this with a dog, I'm going to introduce the Snuffle Box. While they're looking at me, I'm going to set it on the ground with those first few treats loaded into it already. Okay? Again, here it comes. And I add treats. So some might land on their head. Most dogs won't care that there's food falling from the sky. Now, he's doing a great job keeping his head in the box. If he were to stand up and look at me, I would just simply ignore him. I would look away and I'd be like, I don't see a dog, I don't see food, what food? And I'd wait for him to put his head back down before I continued adding food. That's because I don't want this exercise to be about getting food from me, or shaping, or engagement with me. It is about, again, calming himself down and self-soothing. And not co-regulating. So it starts as a co-regulating exercise, But we want this to turn into self-regulation eventually. So we want ourselves to be as, disinvolved as we can. Just gonna check out and make sure there's no more food. And so when I start this with the dog, I want it to be in a low distraction area, somewhere that's ideally pretty familiar to them, so that they don't aren't too distracted to learn how to use the Snuffle Box. If I just start adding it somewhere that is really heavy on distractions and triggers, it's very likely that my dog isn't going to utilize this the way I need them to. So now that he's done a couple repetitions watching me set the Snuffle Box down, what I do usually, and now this is his first session, so I would normally not do it this fast, but for the sake of showing for the video, what I would do is I would, oh my goodness, he found it right. I interrupted really quick, even though he's being very cute. Leo! Oh, good boy. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Good. So what I was going to say is I leave the Snuffle Box down for the dog to find on their own. I stay near it, and usually when they're not looking, I will set a little bit of food in there just to have some odor and some interest. And then same game. So I continue to add food. One flew out, it's not the end of the world, as he sticks in there. Right. And then when he pulls his head out of here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss a treat away to kind of simulate him moving away on his own again. So I can show you one more time once he finishes his snack here. Away. And then again, as he comes back in, I'll go, good. Add a couple treats, get him going. And then one about every second or so. Good boy. I'm going to let him finish that. So when you are first introducing the Snuffle Box, you just want your dog to be able to use it in a variety of different low distraction areas. And you'll start by introducing and showing them the box for sessions. I might do, no more than usually 3 or so sets of this in any one training session. Again, I did a little more and I went a little fast for the sake of demoing this for you guys. But I would normally take this just a tiny bit slower and do 2 or 3 sets of my dog coming over, me setting the box down, and them just keeping their head down. I pick the box up, we end it, and then the next day or a different time, I'm gonna set that box down and we're gonna show them that again. So that's how you're gonna introduce the Snuffle Box to your dog. And you will work with your trainer on building that into different behaviors to kind of help support your goals as you work with your dog on different things.